Well, yes. See, I'm a furry fella, and I got a little story to tell ya. And there ain't no doubt about it, so I'ma spout it and shout it aloud, loudly and proudly, as if I just allowed myself to allow myself acceptance of myself, image, esteem, identity, crisis, no more. For sure, these lyrics are priceless to me as I spit them so freely. So here I go as I dip low down like a sentimental spelunker as I tip toe down through the transcendental trunkers in the shadows and the cellars of my soul, and it's dark and it's cold and I feel like I'm just not good enough. So now I gotta try to play to be tough. But you know that makes it really rough on my heart unless I start to see what I can see brings forth this capacity within me to intellectualize so that I may conceptualize and recognize that every expression of superiority reflects feelings of inferiority. And yes, for the majority of my life here on this beautiful planet Earth since my precious birth, I did self-impose a curse. It was deep-seated in fear. Now though, what's needed is clear. As I look above, I get that sweet taste of love like spindling grace down from the wings of a dove from above. It brings unto me peace. By piece, part by part, I ripped myself apart. A little more than a lot of belittlement, I established a settlement, well-defined and well-refined below the fine line of divine love, trying to squeeze my body into the glove of Calvin Klein's underwear, where under all the men have no hair. Skimpy skimping in this image, insecurities, limpy limping on a crutch in the crotch, sipping, shooting shots of scotch, trying hard to conceal and not reveal what I do feel to be very real. So it plunders from down unders like thunders and rain, spitting psychotic ammunition in my brain. Nobody's gonna like me if I'm furry. Nobody's gonna want me if I'm furry. Nobody's gonna think I'm sexy if I'm furry. Nobody is gonna love me if I'm furry. And no, I was not in a hurry to let go of that destructive way of thinking. I spent 7 years constructing my self-love, sinking down the sink covered in shaving cream, till I phased out this hazing dream with a blood-curdling scream and reached down to the innermost seam in my innermost core, and I plucked it, declared no more. And then I watched my father's final breaths, his soul-upseating breaths. And I let go from my chest much unrest, and I must confess that this deeply impacted my soul as I signed this pact, this dole with God within me, swirling dichotomy of yin and yang energy, formed for sensitivity, created in necessity, brought into synergy. So blessed be me for choosing to let go of my projected projections, because my self-hatred, you see, it was an infection, though ridding of it brings forth a resurrection, a new way of seeing, a new way of being, a new way of seeing my selflessness on a shelf, less dressed in fear, because that fear is going to bring forth a fog that's going to clog my third eye. But if I am to choose to recognize that the fog will diffuse, if I am to choose to look inside of me and see I got the energy, I got the inner chi to bring forth any key to unlock every insecurity from which I'd ever want to flee. So maybe it's obesity, maybe it's in the voice, maybe it's the fur, but baby, it's a choice. I, you, me, we are all divinity. Imperfectly perfect in our imperfected perfection, we are a divine collection of one soul, one heart, one vibe, one tribe, and as I do scribe, a little dear dove, she whispered in my little ear, love. She said, share this with love. She said, awareness of self-love. She said, share this with love. Awareness of self-love. Share this with love. Share this with love. Share this with love. And yes, I'm a furry fella.